Okay. So you knew Grandpa from the ghetto.
Yeah,
Okay. Explain.
that's the other story.
Okay.
So I went, we stood overnight, and the next day we went home with Grandpa and the two Spears brothers, and we stood by them overnight. And then they came back to the house, the parents had the house. And then the next day, I went with Grandpa to Møneborg. Møneborg. And I thought it would be easier for me to go back to Neuhof like this, right? That's why I went with him. And then the neighbors, his neighbors, Grandpa ate by the neighbors, and he got paid for the food from this town. So then I ate there too. And the next day we went back to Holzhausen where the Spears lived.
Mm-hmm.
We walked there half, 3/4 of an hour and came back and back and forth. Oh my God. And there was other lady, a Jewish lady, Mrs. Mendel. She survived in other places. She survived. We went to her too, and she cooked us a meal and we ate there. And we were together always with the Spears. I was there a long time. And then one day, the Oppenheimers,
Yeah.
they lived in another town, other place, and they heard about it, invited us to come. And then I said, so we went there to visit them. And then I said to them, maybe from here I can go home to Neuhof, for travel. And then Grandpa got tears in his eyes. He said, oh, please don't go. Don't go. Don't go. So then I still didn't go home yet. Oh my God. It was something. So I ended up in Amøneborg. Oh my God. Oh my God. I ended up in Amøneborg and Grandpa's cousins, they lived here,
Here as in...
Carla and Walter, their parents and some more and some friends.
In the United States.
They left they lived here, they left before the war, they immigrated to here,
Okay.
and they wanted to let them come. And then Grandpa wrote to them that he's not alone, so he didn't go.
No.
He didn't go. They didn't write nothing anymore because of that. But then the Jewish organization, then later on they let people go to United States or Israel, they helped, So then everybody left, and then Grandpa said, we have to go too. So we left, and they said that's the last call. It was the last call we could go, and so we left Germany and came here. Came here.
At that point, did you have kids?
Yeah,
Right.
I had Uri and Rose.
Right. So
We were married by a rabbi, but we couldn't get married by the state because Grandpa's wife, there's no death certificate.
right.
They were murdered. So you had to wait 5 years,
Wow.
and the 5 years had to hang out in the court, you know,
Yeah.
in the court till the 5 years are over.
Mm-hmm.
So it went over.
So then, did you get the marriage certificate when you came to the United States?
Yeah, we had it then.
Okay.
Yeah, then we had it already. A long story, yeah. That.
Wait, so you never told us how you knew Grandpa in the ghetto?
Huh?
How did you know Grandpa from the ghetto?
Oh, when they took us away from Germany, and we came off the train, and on the way we had to walk to the ghetto. They came, and we all had to walk, you know, from here till over there. It's a long road. So they came and they said, "This one, come out." They looked. This one, come out. This one, come out. They took men away from the column. They took them away. They were gone. They were gone, you know, just taken away. From the family, taken away. They put them in another place, in a terrible place, in barracks, and there was a few built, and they had to build more barracks, and from wet wood, the wood was wet, and it was so terrible there. They were starving to death, and people got sick, and a lot of people died there. So often. And Grandpa was on the list once also to go back to the ghetto, but then I don't know. Then it was filled up. The truck was filled up, and he couldn't go. He had to stay, and it was such a bad camp that he wore less than 100 pounds. How much weight he lost. It was terrible. And Dad, while he came from the country, the ones from the city, they didn't know to make wooden stove, you know, the wood was wet, and wet it doesn't burn.
Right.
So he worked on it to get the wood stove burning, but it took them long hours till somehow he could make the stove burning, but it took very long. He was the only one who could do it. The only one who could do it. And they got fish heads to eat. So Dad had a little pot or something, put it on the stove, and cooked the fish head, and had the water from it. He said he cooked it 10 times, the fish head, just to get the water from the water, the taste. That's how he somehow survived. 10 times he cooked the fish head.
Wow.
The fish head. And then he said they got a rations, a slice of bread. He ate half the slice, and he saved the other half. I couldn't have done it. Nobody. And he put it under the pillow, he said, and then they stole it from him. It was gone. When he looked, it was gone. Yeah, you know what hunger is? We kill somebody for hunger.
Yeah.
For hunger. And then he came back to the ghetto. His wife and his mother-in-law, they were across from me in the hall, across in another apartment, right?
Yeah.
So they knew me. And that's when I saw Grandpa. I saw him, right? And he taught me always, His mother-in-law told him, that poor girl, she's all by herself, me.
Oh,
She used to say to him, the poor girl's all by herself.
so
I knew, I saw
Right.
him.
so the in-law was a busybody, and that's how you guys really met, by being a busybody. She was like that poor Minna Bucksbaum, and that's how Grandpa always remembered you.
No, she wasn't a busybody. No, you don't understand.
Okay.
She was on the same floor where I was.
Yes.
The same floor.
I didn't mean it in a negative way.
So he remembered you.
Yeah,
And-
he
and-
remembered me. He remembered me. We had a little kid.
So
One child.
What?
You know his name?
Yeah, Uri. That's why I called him my first one Uri. I called him Uri because of the kid. That kid,
yeah.
Okay. And how about his wife's name?
Hildegard. Hilda. They got killed. The mother, her mother, she and the baby got killed in Auschwitz. They took them to Auschwitz because they didn't let the men send the men to some other places. They didn't let the families together.
Mm-hmm.
They separated.